The structural engineer wants one material doing the span, the curving, and the visible soffit. No fabricated arches, no timber subframe. The D46 in 0.7 or 0.9mm gauge can be factory crimped, curved down to that 400mm radius, up to 5 meters of crimped length with a 200mm straight lead in and lead out. The 1.2 gauge is straight only, so if the project needs the heaviest gauge, the curve isn't on the table. Please bear that in mind. So ensure you consider the spanability and direction of the deck when working with an architect to design the vision the client has. The engineer I work with thought you could curve the 1.2 and had to redraw it when we told him the 0.9 was the best we can do for that scenario, and he was really pushing the spanability of the D46. So it's worth knowing this up front. It will stop wasted weeks sometimes at design stage. So now for the basics, fast. So the depth of the profile, you may have guessed by now, is 46mm. The cover width is 900mm and they interlock side by side. The pitch is 225mm. The D46 is available in 3 gauges, 0.7, 0.9 and 1.2. And it comes in an S280 grade steel coil, and then it's shaped with the roll forming process into the trapezoidal D46 that you see on site. The weight comes in from 7.2 to 12.4 kilograms per square metre. The maximum sheet lengths coming up 12-metre lengths. You can fit that on an Arctic comfortably, but they are quite floppy and a lot to handle at 12 metres. The bearing requirements at 100mm minimum on purling flanges. The last number is the one site teams forget. Various fixings depend on diaphragm, sealed or otherwise being necessary. So please check that those are on the fitter's plans. Spans, simply speaking, as an example, at 0.9 gauge, single span up to 2.7 metres. Double span up to 3.6. At 1.2, single spans under 3 metres and double span just over 4 metres. The lighter gauge equals shorter spans every time. If someone hands you a span figure without a gauge attached, the figure means nothing. Ask the question, what gauge do you want? We did a gym roof for another client about 6 months ago now. It was a gym, huge cubic shell, concrete floor. The first unit they built it echoes like a swimming pool, frankly. This was the second unit they were building, and they want an acoustic consultant who specified a perforated structural deck. This is where the D46 earns its keep. And here's where most specifiers misunderstand it. The perforation pattern is 4.5mm holes at 6.3mm centres. It's about 11% open area on the exposed soffit with a full tested build-up. Single ply membrane, 60 kilo rock fibre above the vapour control layer, 15mm tissue face rock fibre below it. The absorption coefficient is 0.55. That's a Class D. Fill the troughs with 45 kilo tissue face rock fibre as well, and it goes to a 0.60 Class C. That's the truth. Not Class A. Class A absorption for a roof deck means a perforated liner tray, not perforated trapezoidal web. If a deck data sheet tells you perforation of trapezoidal is Class A, somebody's rounding up the numbers. The gym needed Class C. The D46 filled trough delivered it. The acoustic consultant signed it off. Now that's a useful deck. No more echo. And the cost per square metre fitted using 0.9 for just over 1,200 square was 22 quid. That's all in. 1.2, you add another £8 to that, supplied, delivered, fitted, drawn, calculations, all on the table for you. Now, the 2 questions architects get around the neck. 1, where does the vapour control layer sit? On a solid D46, the deck itself can be the vapour control layer if every lap is sealed. Ceilings are used at fixings, and 4mm inside joint strip sealant runs throughout. On a perforated D46, the deck can't do that job. It has holes in it. A separate vapor control membrane is laid on the top flange, non-negotiable. Question 2. How much insulation above the vapor layer? At least twice the thermal resistance of whatever sits below. That ratio prevents interstitial condensation forming inside the build-up. It is the single most common drawing stage mistake on a perforated metal roof. The damage is slow, hidden and expensive. If you remember nothing else from this video, remember those 2 answers to those 2 questions. The D46 spans, it curves, it quietens. Few roof decks do all 3, and none of them do it without the right build-up sitting above. If you're specifying one for a real project, RMD Profiles supplies it, designs the layout drawings, and will assist with calculations. We can produce layout drawings for you to fit the deck in and the insulation afterwards, or we can assist with supply and fix services. We can do the whole package for you and represent your business as true professionals that we are, with over 25 years experience in hand. Thanks for listening.